Hello and welcome back. Well done for taking time out to do another class. Today we're going to start on hands and knees. If you find that uncomfortable, then you can lie on your back, knees bent up, feet hip width apart, and do all of these exercises to start with just in that position. So finding your quadruped, have a look between your knees, just check your feet are in line and your lower leg is in line. Have a little play around, find what you think is a neutral spine. Imagine you've got an orange under your chin and hopefully your head is just in line with your upper back. And from here, think about the four fingers facing forward and the creases of your elbows facing each other. We're going to keep the back fairly stable to start with. And all I want you to do is let your tummy hang down. And then as you breathe out, scoop in and up with the abdominals without moving the back till all the air is out. And then breathe in. Let your tummy hang again. Scoop everything up. And hopefully you see my back's not moving at all. It's just as I breathe in and out. You can see the ribs expand, the belly expand. And final breath in. Let it all hang. Breathe out. Scoop up the abs. Tighten the pelvic floor. And then just release things ever so slightly. And that feeling of engagement we want to get throughout the class. And so from here, and if you're lying on your back, you could just hitch one hip up towards your shoulder, back to center. And then do the other side. So little tail wags nice and slowly. You can use a whole breath for each one. Maybe breathe out and into return, breathing out, into return. So the upper back's not moving, there's no arching. It's imagining you're perhaps under a table and the area of your pelvis that's moving is just polishing that. And it might feel a little uncomfy, or it might feel really nice and easy to move. Just be conscious of how your body is feeling, just doing this little movement. And then let's take it into some little pelvic tilts. So if you're on the mat on your back, you can do little pelvic tilts. We're going to tuck our tailbone under and just bring it back. So if you're semi-supine, you'll be curling your pubic bone towards your chest. So again, my upper back's not moving, it's just my pelvis tilting under and back. And bizarrely, it's quite easy to get tense in this position, even though the movements are really small. So just sit back, give the wrists a little bit of a roll, and come back and we'll move on to our cat. So if you're on your back in semi-supine, you can do your full pelvic tilts really. So from here you tuck the tailbone under, you think about arching the lumbar spine and walking your hand. Someone's walking their fingers up your spine until you drop your head between your arms. Have a wide breath in here. Don't lose that abdominal connection. And then breathing out. Unpeel from the tailbone. Keeping the abs controlled until your head lifts and your back's flat again. Same direction, tucking under. Breathing out. Peel up through the back. You can press through the back of the shoulders, through the arms, into the palms for this last bit of stretch. Breath in, breathing out, your head stays down, you unpeel from the tailbone. Your head comes up last. One more in this direction, breathing out. Till the head falls in. Breath in, breathing out. Back to that flat back. And then let's start from the head first, so nodding the head. Think pressing through, rounding the shoulders, upper back. Finally the tailbone tucks under. Again, breath in here. Have a moment to notice if your feet are doing anything funny. And then think about lifting the head, extending the back, and gradually working through the spine back to that flat back. And one more this way, so nodding the head, pressing into the shoulders, arching all the way through the back, tailbone tucks under. And then release through the back, so reaching forward with the crown of the head, widening the shoulders, extending the back again, and working your way through to that flat back. And then final one, just think about going the other way. So imagine your big shoulders and your tailbone are trying to meet in a little back bend, and then flat again. Tailbone and shoulders. So don't nod your head back too much. Still think you're holding that orange under your chin. So your neck stays in line with your spine. And then again, sit back. Just give those wrists a little roll. So we're going back on to do the dog. So if you're in semi-supine, you can change now to opposite arm and leg slides, either on or off the floor. But from here, let's start just with arms to challenge ourselves in a different way today, because we're all about using limbs and body weight as levers. So you can keep everything on the mat. You want to keep those abs engaged. So we're just sliding an arm forward, and if you're happy to, just lift it off. And notice as we're just doing the arms, what shifts through your body. You're trying to keep as stable as possible. And you're taking your whole body weight on the 3 points, obviously, which is sometimes more challenging than on the two opposites. And make sure your elbows aren't locked joint on joint. If you tend to have a little bit of hypermobility and you rely on that joint strength, just soften it off so you're making sure the muscles are moving. One more. And let's work on legs. So again, just one leg stretches out. It can stay on the mat if you want. And then you really have to hold the abs to take the other leg away. I'm actually shaking quite a lot because I'm finding this hard work, which is great. Just shows how simple movements can be challenging. Using my breath, trying to come back to the same position, but I have a feeling I might have moved my knees a little bit further forward. And let's go opposite arm and leg into the dog. Full thing, so you're trying to change, think really extending the arm and leg. Get some length behind the knee, stretching it out. Here we go. One more set. Breathing out to extend. Breathing in to replace down, and sit and give your wrists a little bit of a roll again to release off. And then we'll come on to our side. So we'll start with side kick today. We will, if you want a head block between your arm and head, please get one. Just take the lower leg forward, lift the top leg to hip height, and then flex the foot. We'll do 2 kicks forward, squeeze back. Just a few to get the movement in our heads and feeling in our bodies. It's the same things we had with the dog, the length behind the knee. And one more. Then let's come up to that kneeling side kick. As I said, today's all about levers and body weight. So hand just under shoulder, point that top leg. You can stay down if you've got problems with your wrists. Again, top leg to hip height, hand behind the head, and think about pressing your head into your hand. 2 kicks forward, squeeze back. See how this feels. Squeeze it back. I seem to be starting class quite heftily today. And again, kick, kick, squeeze, kick, kick, squeeze, kick, kick, squeeze, and kick, kick, squeeze. One more, kick, kick, squeeze. Then just take the foot down onto the ground. You want to have it there, and then think about lifting and lowering that underneath leg. And you can take your arm up to the ceiling if you want. So we're doing a sort of side plank. So anyone still lying on the ground, cross that top leg over the underneath leg. You can stay on your forearm and just draw up through the waist to get some side planks in. And one more. That was quite hefty, wasn't it? So grab your pad again, put it behind your head. Let's release off just for a moment. We'll do our chest release. Lying back down. Think lengthen the top line. And lift up as you breathe in. Rotate around to breathe out. Breath to hold. And breathing out, draw those ribs back round. And again, breathing in. Breathing out. Breath in, then breath out. Scooping in the abs. Rotating the ribs back round. Final time, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in and breathe out. Rotating round. Coming back onto the shell. So shuffle your heels back in line with your bottoms. And then from there, breathing out. 8 and 7 and 6 and 5, 4, 3 and 2 and 1. Come up onto your forearm from here, hand behind head. Again, press your hand into your head into your hand. Same thing, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 and 2 and 1. Next shift onto your knees if you can, head into your hand. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Make sure you're not sinking into your shoulders. 2, 1. Lift that leg and do the same thing. 10, 9, 8, 7, keep it up, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Knees down, bum down, back to lying down for a double leg lift. So extend that underneath arm. Find your balance point, stretch the upper body away. Breathing out to lift. Flex and point and lower. Breathe out, lift. Flex, point, lower. Breathe out, flex, point, and lower. And again, out to lift. Flex, point, and lower. And out. Flex, point, and lower. Doing great. Remember to look at the floor if you're feeling any tension in the neck. Try not to sink into the middle or into the mat with your middle, thinking long and lean, like we do the arrow face down. That's coming up. 2 more. Lift, flex, point, and down, and lift, flex, point, and down. So then we lift the top leg to hip height, take it behind us, turn it out so your toes are pointing a bit away, reach forward with that same side arm, and then we're just going to lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, keep it turned out, 3, 2, 1, flex a foot, keep it turned out. We'll do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. You can lie on your backs. We'll just release that hip with a wide hip roll. So send that top leg down to the ground, the knee down to the ground, opposite knee to that ankle, and just turn and look away from those knees. Breathing out, drag everything back and over to the other side. So knee to the ground first, then the second knee to the first leg's ankle. Look away. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Next out breath. Draw to centre and then scoot over the other side. So we're going to start with that side kick. And we'll start lying down just for a few, and of course either stay down there if you want to or come up to kneeling. Take the underneath leg forward slightly, lift that top leg as I said, and 2 kicks forward, 1 squeeze back, kick, kick, squeeze, kick, kick, squeeze, kick, kick, squeeze. 1 more. And stay down there if you want to, otherwise coming up to kneeling, same thing, hand down underneath the shoulder, think reaching away, hand behind the head, press the head into the hand, lift the top leg to hip height, flex the foot, kick, kick, behind. So all the work through that bottom. Keep smiling, kick, kick, squeeze, kick, kick, squeeze, kick, kick, squeeze. That's it. Good. And 1 more. And then if you're down, come into the side plank, up, put your foot down. Again, just lift and lower, and lift and lower. You want to think drawing up through that underneath waist. So you're strong and strong. Again, if you're feeling any tension in your neck at all, just look for the floor in front of you. 2 more. 2. 1. Oh, let's release that out. So grab the pad, put it behind your head. Arms out in front, underneath, shoulder down, hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder again. Then breathe in and breathe out to rotate those ribs. Breath in to hold. And breathe it out. Use the obliques and the abs to bring you back. So breathing in, let's make it flow. Breathing out to open and release. Breath in to hold. And breathe it out. And final time, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing out to come back. And then shuffle your feet back and we'll do the shell. So breathing out 10, 9, 8, 7. I don't know if you can hear the rain. It's certainly quite heavy. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Coming up onto the forearm, hand behind head, press head into the hand. 10, 9, 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Coming onto your knee, angle away. 10, 9, 8, 7, don't sink into the shoulders. 6, underneath waist. 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lift that leg. 10, 9, 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodness me. Oh, monsoon. Back down for our double leg lift. Lengthen the top line. Then we lift, flex, flex, point, whichever, and down. So lift, flex, point, and down. And lift, flex, point, and down. And hover, flex, point, and down. And hover, flex, point, and down. And hover, flex, point, and down. So quite dynamic today. Flex, point, and down. And lift, flex, point, and down. No sinking too much in the middle. There is some movement, but shouldn't be too much. Thinking long line. And lift, flex, point, and down. And lift, flex, point, and down. Then take that underneath leg slightly forward, lift the top leg to hip height, arm in front, leg behind, turn it out so the toes are pointing away, and we lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot, same thing, so keep turning out. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. Then again, let's roll it out with the wide hip rolls. So that top side, that knee goes down to the ground first. Other leg, knee to the ankle. Just turn away from those knees. And then breathing out, come back to center. Drop the other knee down to the floor. Other leg, knee to the ankle, turn away, really trying to get a stretch through that hip flexor. And then breathing out, coming back up. And we'll work on our back plank. Say that when you had a few. So ideally, come to sitting, take your hands behind you, think width in the shoulders. You can come onto your forearms and just hold it there. Think orange under chin, squeeze the bottom to lift you up. So nice long line and down. And just do a few of those to get the feeling today. Breathing out, lift. So you're using your body weight and your arms and legs as levers and pulleys Squeezing your bum, imagine that's a jack underneath. And then lift for 3, 2, 1, change sides. Keep smiling. 2, 1, and down. And again, breathe out and lift. 3, 2, 1. Keep the pelvis stable as you change over. 1, and down, and sit down. Final set, come on, breathing out, squeeze the bum. And 3, 2, 1, and change, and 3, and 2, and 1, and sit down. And again, just give those wrists a nice wriggle. So then come to sitting, sit nice and tall, legs out in front, arms out to the side, and we'll spine twist. So breathing in, rotate, breathing out to center, breathing in, rotate, breathe out to center, and in, and out, and in, and out. Breathe in, spiraling up. So you're going as far as your ribs will take you round. We need to rotate in our daily lives. Imagine just spinning around to grab something that's falling, picking something off the floor that you've dropped before putting it in the washing machine. That random sock that always happens to me. And center, and in, and center. Then take your legs wide apart, arms in front. Sit tall again, have a little shake if you need to. Nod the head, breathing forward, breathing out. Stretching forward and coming back up to sitting tall. So breathing out, nod the head. Shoulders reaching forward, stretching the upper back. And sitting tall. Reaching down. You can press through the back of your legs into the mat. Today I've got my palms facing downwards. And breathing out. So imagining you're trying to reach beyond your toes at the same time as being pulled back. And up. And again, breathing out. And see how low you can go with that flexion. There should be no pain, it should be a lovely stretch. And then arms either side of your legs. And we'll breathe in and soar. Breathe out, reach. Same reach and flexion. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in to restack. Breathe out to center. In and out. And in and out. And in and out. And in and out. So sitting tall every time you come to the center. Both bum cheeks stay firmly grounded on the mat. You should be feeling a little roll forward, so it's leading with the head, working through the spine. Hopefully I'm showing that. I don't find it easy, but that's my intention. One more set. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. So it's hard work keeping the arms straight and in line with your legs. Then just give those legs a little bit of a wiggle. We are going straight over onto our fronts. But we're going to start with our front pull. So you can come onto your forearms and just hold it there in a nice plank. Otherwise, we come into our nice plank position. Same as we do with our dog at the start and the cat. 4 fingers facing forward, little bit of give in the shoulders, in the elbows, shoulders wide. Holding it there, put your knees down. That was a long time to hold it while I was waffling. Breathing out, come back into your plank. And then we pivot, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the bum, lift the leg. So you're sliding your body forward on the ankles and the feet. You can do this on your forearms as well. Really stretch that leg away though. And knees down. If you need to, give the wrists a little wriggle. If you're down on your forearms, it is the same principle. You're rocking your body forward and back, not up and down. It's slightly harder, I find. because you're in a lower position, but there should be none of humping the floor. And down. Then walk yourself back, not too many of those. Release the wrists. And then we will come down onto our fronts. We'll do a lovely arrow. I'm going to move my mat. Shimmy it out a little bit. It's moved. So allow everything to fall forward. Front of the thighs on the mat, feet reaching away. Breathe in to lift the shoulders, breathe out to reach. Rotate thumbs to the ceiling as you breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and out. So it's the crown of the head reaching away. Your legs are just there. Not doing very much, tailbone reaching away. Final time. And then sit back into a shell stretch if you need to. So we're going to come back down onto the mat to do the same thing. This time we're just going to lift the shoulders and bring the arms around and back again. And then bend. So we're sort of doing a little breaststroke, just coming higher each time. Low hover, coming up. So you need to really think your tailbone reaching away. So you bring the arms forward, you lower the body ever so slightly, bring the arms around to your sides. Think it's a scapula reaching down your back, keeping the crown of your head reaching away. One more. And again, sit back into a child pose if you want to, just to release any tension in the lower back. And then we'll go back onto our fronts to do a variation of the single leg kick and the double leg kick. So you can come onto your forearms and just think drawing up through the abs, or if you prefer for today, just come down. And just take a moment to feel your shoulders are drawing down your back. We're going to work on your right leg to start with. So lift and hover it. Really think it's reaching away. That's all I want you to do. Really find some length in the back of the knee from that point where the leg meets the bottom and down. And you're trying to do this long and low without arching the back or moving too much. And down. Final time, keeping the shoulders down, reaching it away, hovering the leg. And down. Then the other side. So reach the leg first, then lift it. And down. Reach it away, lift it, hover it. And then down. And again, lift, reach and hover. And down. Back to the right leg. Lift, reach and hover. Then we'll do 3 hamstring curls. 3, keeping the leg lifted. And 2. And 1. Extend. And down. And left side. Lift, reach and hover. And 3. And 2. Shoulders down. 1. And back. Same first leg, right leg, so sorry, reach, lift and hover. And 3. and 2. Trying to think about where your heel is in space. Should be aiming in the same line as your bottom cheek. Other side, lift, lengthen and hover. And 3. So it doesn't need to be a really big flex. You're just trying to keep that long leg hovered off the mat. And also think about where that foot is in space. So reach and hover, and then flex. And 2. And 1. And then the other side, final time, lift, reach and hover. And 3. 2. And 1. And down, excuse the frog. So let's bring both legs, glue them together. We'll do the same thing with the double legs. So focus on lifting, lengthening, hovering. Quite strong movement. And down. Same thing. Lift, reach, hovering. I can feel it down the sides of my legs, my bottom, and down. If you feel it in your lower back, just tuck your pubic bone into the mat a little bit more. Squeeze the bottom even more as you lift and lengthen those legs. That should take the pressure off. Shoulders down and down. Then we'll add in the 3 pulses. So lift, lengthen, hover, and then 3, 2, 1, extend and down. Same thing, readjust each time if you need to. Lengthen, lift and hover. And 3, and 2, and 1. Extend and down. One more time. Lengthen, lift and hover. And 3, and 2, and 1. Oh, it's quite hard work, isn't it? And sit back into that child pose, shell stretch, reaching forward. And let's treat ourselves. Let's go one way on the mat, just for a breather. Walk through the centre line, through to the other side, and then back to centre. So then scoot round. We'll do everybody's favourites, half rollbacks. So come to sitting. You want to take your legs slightly angled away from you. Again, find your sit bones, feel nice and tall, shoulders relaxed. And from here, arms out. As we breathe in to prepare, breathe out, send the tailbone away and open the arms to the side. Take it as low as you can. Breath in, then breathe out to come to sit tall. Breathe in to start with a flat back, breathe out. Breath in to hold, breathe out to sit tall. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out to come sitting tall. Final time, breathe in, breathing out. I say final time, just this one version. Oh, cramp. And then hinge, curl it down. Try and aim the lower back to the mat. It's actually easier once you're down here. Then lift and lower the arms. You're using your abs, you're scooping them in. So 3 is our magic number today. Forward and up. And hinge. Breathing out, send the tailbone away. And 3, and 2, and 1. And curl it up. So 3, hinge, breathe it out, send it back to a point you can hold and challenge. 3, 2, 1. Breathing out, curl it up. So we'll do hinge, curl it back. Holding the beach ball, rotate one way and centre, the other way and centre. Breathe it out, sitting tall. Hinge, number 2, send it down and breathe and back. Rotate and back. Breathe it out. You're sucking the abs in to bring you up. One more set of these. Hinge. Send you back to the mat if you can. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, really reaching forward. Final set with legs, so hinge, send your body down and extend one leg, grab onto it, walk yourself up and sit tall. You might find this easier. Hinge, send the tailbone away, all the way down, extend the other leg, walk yourself up it and bend, arms out, hinge, send it down, extend a leg. You might find if you flex it and press it down, it helps bring you back up. And that's a bit of a cheat, but why not use it if it helps you get the feeling of what you're after? Flex and press it down. And come to sitting. One more set, hinge. Send your tailbone away from you. And actually, let's lie down, arms overhead. Extend the legs away. Let's do one roll up, nodding the head and bringing the arms to the ceiling, pressing the heels away, coming up to sitting. Then bend the knee, bend the other knee, extend both legs, see if you can hold it there. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and feet down. And again, find your balance point, extend your legs, this time rotate out, heels together, arms out, chest lifted. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it down if you can. Not so clever. And come up. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. It's a little bit of teaser. So we're more familiar with our bridging. So lie back down. Nothing sinister here. More work on the bum and hamstrings. Arms by your side, feet hip width apart, narrow at the greater trochanter. Squeeze as you breathe out, think long length. Breath in to hold. Breathing out, place it down. Breathe in and lift. Breathe out and lift even. Breath in to hold. Breathe out, come back down, keeping the shoulders wide. Breathe out, lift. Then let's just do a little prancing. So you're just coming onto your toes, getting some more ankle work. And 3. And 2. And 1. Hinge down. And breathe out to lift. So you'll peel the foot off. 1. 1. 2. Keeping the hips stable, no dropping, so lots of squeeze of the bum. 3, 3, and down. Narrow lift. If you can, extend along the floor, up to the ceiling, flex the foot down and draw it back in. Extend the other leg away, draw it to the ceiling, flex the foot, take it down, draw it back in and down. Same thing again. Breathing out, lift. Point the leg away, bring it to the ceiling, flex the foot, draw it back down. Think focusing on the bum and the hamstrings as you do that. Extend the leg away. Think opening out the front of the hip, pointing it to the ceiling, flex the foot. Think behind the leg is pulling that leg down. And place it down. And final set, narrow lift. And just extend one arm to the ceiling and one leg and extend away for 3, 2, 1 and down and down. Lift, just one more set of these. And 3 and 2 and 1 and down and down. Well done. Then let's lie back again. We will do some leg circles. So long legs today if you possibly can. Turn it out at the hip, other leg firmly grounded, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse the direction, so cross out and round. finding that point on the ceiling. 6 and 7. So a bit faster today. 8. Then change legs. Turn the leg out, around and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. So if you've got a head block like myself, take it away. We're going to do rollover, but let's start by finding our preparation, and you can stick with this if you wish. So cross the ankles, and then you can press into the ground if you want. Think drawing and scooping the abs up and in to lift your bottom off. Find some length in your neck. Lift. Breathing out. Breathing in. You're trying to control it. Breathing out. Lift. I find this quite hard work. I find it harder than the actual thing. So continue with that if you want to do that. If you want to do the full thing, legs extended away, shoulders wide, neck long. Breathing out. And over. Tap the floor if you can. Separate the legs. Find length behind the knee. Scoop in the abs to roll yourself down. Anybody who's doing the preparation, if you've had enough of that and it's too much, try rolling like a ball or find that balance point and just practice. Because it's all the same muscles we're using, only for rollover, obviously the legs are long and it's harder to control. And then let's do the other way. Separate. And down after this one. So keep the legs separated. Up and over. Close together. Roll it down. Separate the legs. Up and over. So you can press into the ground with your arms if you want. Rolling it down. And one more set. Up and over. Close, roll it down, one vertebra at a time. Then if you want to, just hug your knees into your chest. And we'll finish, just nod forward, extend the legs, and we'll do straight leg stretch, like scissors. So 2 pulses, arms wide. Keeping flex forward if you can. 3, and 2, and 2, and 1. Well done. And hug your knees in. And we'll start to wind down, cool down. So we'll do single leg stretch, but stay lying down and just extend the leg away, hug the other knee into the chest and change. So holding the shins, just finding a stretch in the extending leg. And breathe out. Allow the chest to soften and breathe out. And out. And out. And out. And then keep hold of that knee that you've got. Just drag it across your body and look the other way. And again, just allow your shoulders to be wide. And then recenter, extend that leg, hug the other knee in, and then just draw it across your body, looking away. Aiming to find a stretch through the bottom, through the glute, and a bit of the hip. Then roll over onto your side, come to sitting, and we'll do similar to spine stretch forward. We're just aiming our hands towards our feet and hold the feet if you can. Press the backs of the knees in towards the mat, so we're getting a nice hamstring stretch. You can have a flat, straight back if you want, or curl forward, whatever is your pleasure. And if you can't reach your toes, don't worry, just hold on to where you can get to. It's taken me a long time to actually reach this point. I'm quite proud of myself. But I'm seriously nowhere near perfect standard. I'm very aware of that. Breathing out. And then final, sitting up, crossing legs. Oh, cramp. Not a good day for cramp. Find a comfy position. We'll just stretch outside, as I like to end with a nice mermaid. And coming to sitting tall. Same side. 2. And final time. 1. And then the other way. 3. And 2. And final time. 1 more stretch out. Thank you so much for making the time, as I said before. I'll see you soon.